This tiny snippet of the RuneScape Ahead trailer could be the most important update of 2025 and arguably the most important update since the release of Necromancy. This might sound like some YouTuber hyperbolism to get you to engaged in this video, and quite frankly, it is. Well, actually, not really though, as RuneScape 3 has been lacking that one type of update. The kind that makes you tell your friends who haven't played in a while, I know, funny friends, to come back to the game and check it out again. Because let's be honest here, we haven't really had that in a while, and that is quite concerning. Sure, some of the RuneScape haters would say that the game is dying, that Jagex doesn't care. Which, I mean, is kind of true, let's be honest, but that's just the executives. The J-mods really do care about the game and where it's going. But that's not even the funniest argument of them all to me. They are downscaling. The game is ending, yet Jagex hired more people last year, increasing team sizes of both RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape. So that would be a bit of a weird champ if you're hiring more people and letting the game die. That means you have to pay out more people. Didn't know that's how business works. Yet Jagex's antics aren't really the main point of this video, as this area expansion that is coming up and will be expanded upon, pun intended, at RuneFest needs to be a success, otherwise the future of RuneScape 3 might look quite bleak. Before we get into all of that, leave a like on the video to help me out and subscribe if you are new. We're trying to get to 10k subscribers by the end of 2025, but enough yapping, my name's Chevalric, and let's talk about it. So what is this tell your friend about it type of update? To me, it's an update that would make you tell your friend. Duh. But in all seriousness, I'm unfortunately not talking about someone who has never played RuneScape, as it's still quite tough to get into, but that friend who has gone AFK for a few months or even years, as truthfully, RuneScape really hasn't had that type of update since Necromancy. Sure, we had some great updates with the Sanctum, the Gate, I suppose, some cool quests, and the 110 skill expansions. But none of them truly changed the game or gave you so many new ways to interact with it that it felt fresh to someone who hasn't played since Necromancy. A great example of an update like this that actually did make you tell a friend is Varlamore in old school RuneScape. This new continent was added to the game last year that introduced a few new quests, a mid-level bossing encounter inspired by Barrows, and a high-level combat encounter inspired by Zuck. On top of that, there were new skilling methods added for thieving, runecrafting, prayer, mining, and most importantly, Hunter, with the introduction of Hunter contracts, which turns Hunter in Slayer 2.0 and is the best thing ever, and I really want to see it in RuneScape 3 because it's simply just one of my favorite pieces of content in both the games. All of this and very decent rewards were introduced in one big update, on top of the regular updates the game gets. This is a concept we haven't really seen in RuneScape 3, and I feel like whatever this new area is going to be, it should live up to the label of tell a friend. I would love to see the new area being introduced with new lore and a few quests, new skilling methods, or even expanded upon skilling methods. Imagine a new big game hunter type of method. That would be so good in my opinion, but please let it be good for experience this time, because the current one is great for money, I suppose, but when it comes to experience, it's just not really worth your time. And not to forget some PVM content as well for the nerds, that would be really nice. Maybe the same formula as old school RuneScape applied, a chill mid-level encounter that fills in some gaps in the meta, and an endgame boss that introduces, I don't know, a new best in slot or a new way to approach combat. This area expansion is such a perfect chance for Jagex to fill in whatever gaps of the mid-game that they can find. Like how Herblore is best lamped instead of trained, on an Ironman that is. Maybe introduce a cool potion making minigame that is good experience. I know Powder Flash Factory is a thing, but it's not really good to train now, is it? Or fix the fact that Hunter requires you to get RSI to train it via World of Gigs, or even woodcutting, where mahogany trees are the best trading method till you unlock the new internal magic trees. Maybe even fix fishing, because what actually comes between priv fishing and whatever previous method there is? Not that much. I believe that I think since like level 68 till priv, you do whatever it is the same thing. I think it's like swarm fishing or minnow fishing or whatever it was, but pretty much there's nothing there. Where on top of that, they could even use this new area to introduce high-level trading methods and give us some more 110s whilst they're at it. For example, fishing and cooking, or even hunter. There's so many possibilities there, and that's just a skilling aspect. given the 110s might actually not happen because I understand they need to spread out some updates as well, and 110 updates have gone over pretty well, so I guess they would just separate them. But it's just an idea. Maybe give some extra possibilities for the already existing 110s. I don't know, there's so much you can do, right? Besides all that skilling stuff, the quest there could be a way to introduce a better transportation method around the new continent. Tell us stories about what's going on there, and maybe even give rewards that will help you skill or PVM around the island. Not in a vital way, but more in line with the Curse of the Blackstone. That's a quest that gives you a damage reduction in the elite dungeons, which is very much doable without actually having the damage reduction. But obviously, it's nice to have a slight damage reduction, but it's not the difference between you actually being able to do it and not doing it. It just makes it, I guess, a little bit more comfortable. Plus, it gave you some lore about this area, which is really cool. And on the topic of bosses, give players something that teaches them mechanics, like Osius did with dealing with minions and a big attack. A learner-esque boss with some decent mid-level rewards. A 2H necromancy weapon, for example, which could even be upgraded by some drop from the high tier boss that I also think that they should introduce. That way, it will actually keep its value as it's required to upgrade, and the high tier boss will be interesting enough and engaging enough for the people that care about it, and could obviously also drop other really cool rewards, maybe even a tier 95 necromancy tank armor set. Not that it's really needed, but it's just to bring it in line with other styles. I'm just throwing out some random ideas here because, let's be honest, we don't really know, at least at this time of me recording, what a mascot will bring, so maybe that will do something related to it. I don't know, just ideas, but the possibilities are pretty much endless. What I'm trying to say here is that RuneScape 3 really needs to hit it out of the park with this update, because getting this right could not only get lapsed players to be excited and return, but also open so many possibilities for entertaining content. When Voldemort released, there was so much to do that you could watch multiple videos and still not have seen all of it. That obviously shouldn't be Jagex' main priority, content creators, but it would sure as hell be damn nice for someone like myself, and even just for anyone who enjoys watching RuneScape content. But the most important part of it all remains, please let it be something that everyone gets excited for, and no matter what your skill level is, you can participate in it, without devaluing what's already in the game, because that's a very important aspect as well. Sure, I want it to be an awesome area with good stuff in it, but not at the cost of killing off the rest of the game. The new area shouldn't become the new Priv or even the new Fort, but a place you go for specific reasons. Often enough, but not at the cost of other activities. What did cost me a lot was the effort to get these combat achievements done. Check out the video on screen, leave a like on this one, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. My name's Chevalric, and I'll see you guys in my next video.